Hey there guys, this is 88 Shadow Angel here once again, and today we have the third and final of the latest instalment of the Primarch series, of which of course is the big man himself, the one and only Warmaster Horus Lupercal. So as you can see, if you've been following me on the Facebook page, you'll see the updates that I've been doing with this, and I've been hard at painting him for the past week or so. All in all, this is an absolutely gorgeous model, and I absolutely love. It's been a bit trial and error with a couple bits and pieces, but all in all, I love this mod. It's really beautiful of a model. So yeah, so. Let me just take you in a bit closer. There we go. So, let me just move that back a tad. There we go. So, most notably, the first thing you can quite easily notice is the fact that I've gone with the white armour. From what I understand, the white armour was made in the transition between the Lunar Wolves to the Sons of Horus, right up until he was anointed the Warmaster up on Istvan 3, I believe, which of course is on the front cover of the Primarch's Black Library novel, which is kind of where I got the idea to do him in white, because I really love that look. It was something really different for Horus, and it was something. Because he wasn't in the black armour, I think it just stood out that bit more. It's like, oh, Horus is in white kind of thing. And so yeah, so like I said in the last vid, the part 2 of this series, to me the reason I chose to do white is because to me it doesn't look like the Betrayer Horus at this point. The way I see Horus as Horus, as everyone knows him, he looks a lot more sinister in the face and a lot more warped. So this one just looked that bit too clean cut for me to do him as the traitor. So I took him back to that idea of the famous balcony picture. I've also had a lot of people ask me how I did the white, and it's a really simple scheme, but I would advise practicing it on, have like a practice model to work on it, because it took me a couple tries to get it to a point where I liked it. But all it is, from a black undercoat, it's ceramite white base, so you paint all the bits of armour you want doing white first, give it a fairly decent wash in null oil, and then you just build the white up in, say, a couple thin layers of back up into ceramite white. What I found to do with this is a bit clear. It's just like where the joins in the armour, so just along that gold rim there. Just take an old fine detail brush and dip it in your null oil and just run it down the cracks, and it just gives you that quite nice. You don't need a lot, just a very thin line. It gives you that quite nice blended grey. A couple of the additions is obviously the inner of the cloak is black, which I decided to do something a bit different with the cloak, as you can see, because I wanted to tie him into the Sons of Horus army. The work that I'm working on. I wanted to do something that suited quite nicely with the white armour, and I originally did this cloak in red, and to me it just kind of stood out way too much, and so I had to kind of go back on the drawing board, and I thought, well, why not do it the really nice sea green that the Sons of Horus are, because obviously this is the Warmaster and he's Primarch of the Sons of Horus at this point. And I have to thank my good friend Black Legion Braskar for giving me the tip. Well, he's given me the idea of doing this like darkish sea green colour for the cloak. I think it sits quite nicely. So yeah, like I say, I've tried a couple of new bits and pieces with this. The blending up to the yellow in the jewels on the armour was something new, and this is another one as well, which I've noticed a lot of people doing. People do the claw in silver. Going back through artwork and stuff like that, I've always seen the claw as gold, so that's also another thing I've always quite liked. I'm trying to think. What else is there? Yeah. As for the lunar wolf symbol on the knee pad and up on the shoulder, they're both done in silvers, black washed, and then I've just used a bit of I think it's Runefang steel, proper bright silver, just to bring the moon back out. But yeah, the detail on this is just immense, and there will be obviously pictures to follow. So let me just bring this back out so I can show you this. So here he is on the full display base, although I have left him so Horus does come off and I can use him on the smaller Terminator base. Now I decided to do this as like a crashed bit of building, so I've gone with like a really like stonish granite colour for the eagle's head and bits of feathers which are tapered off down here. There's a couple of skulls in there, and then the stairs I've done as like a very dull dark granite colour, so it has that sort of, because I've tried to keep it fairly gothic with this colour scheme on everything, because obviously it's 40k. And so yeah, so that's all I can say about that. So as with all the other Primarch vids, I will get the other 4 Primarchs down off my shelf, and I shall put them with Horus here, and I'll show you how he ends up in size comparison, which should be interesting. So I'll see you back in a bit, guys. Cheers. Hey there, guys, so here we are, we're back, and as you can see, Horus has now been joined by his brothers, as promised, and instantly you can see that Horus is quite a tall guy, well, one of the bigger ones, but in terms of whether he's actually it's hard to tell, obviously, but no, you can definitely see, get that sense of scale of just how big the Primarchs are meant to be, obviously. So as you can see, got Horus, and Angron, Lorgar, Fulgrim, and of course Ferrus Manus. Now, in terms of, I suppose, trying to depict a scale for it's hard, because I mean, you look at it and Angron looks quite small. You think that he's leant forward, running forward, and doing what Angron does best, really. So I mean, him stood up straight would be a fair size. I mean, even Lorgar is deceptively quite tall in the background there. But yeah, I think he definitely has that presence there. And so yeah, so like I say, just to give you a bit of an idea about what size scale you're looking for, and you know, it's definitely a collection that's definitely going to grow, obviously. I know that that they've now got obviously the new third book is now out. And yeah, that brings the Istvan, or the Dropsite Massacre trilogy of books and battle to an end. The next book up is Prospero, so that'll be Space Wolves and Thousand Suns. I think Custodians and Sisters of Silence are being thrown in there. I really can't wait to see what they do for those two legions, especially for Liam and Russ, with my somewhat pre-heresy Space Wolves. Magnus as well, just to get an idea of the size of Magnus more than anything. And yeah, just to see what else comes out. And then I think after that it's Sigmus, so Blood Angels and Demons, I think, and then Calth, so Ultramarines. I've heard, as for the next Primarch, I've heard many a rumour of who it will be. I've heard everyone, mainly loyalist ones. I think we're due another loyalist Primarch. Personally, I'm hoping it's Vulcan. I don't know why, I just quite like the idea of seeing what Vulcan looks like, because there's not a lot of artwork of him. And plus whether they do him with the helmet or not, because his helmet is a proper stunning bit of work, as well as obviously the giant hammer and the dragon armor and suit armor and stuff. And so yeah, so there you go, guys. Next up, obviously there'll be a few closer pictures for you to so you can have a bit of a closer look at Horus, and I'll try and show some of the smaller details which may have been missed. And yeah, so my next vid will be a how to paint vid, because I ain't done one in a while, about how to paint flesh. I've had quite a lot of people ask me how I do my paint skin, so as you can see with Horus, and that's basically what the next vid will be, because I know, like I say, I've had a lot of people ask. As always, thank you so much for the watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for all the comments, and thank you for all the likes, messages, and comments over on the Facebook page as well. And yeah, so like I say, there'll be a slideshow up next. Thank you so much for everything, guys, and I shall catch you next time. See you later, guys.